Joe Ingles seems to be back in the NBA. The Australian professional basketball player's career was up in the air in January when he tore the anterior cruciate ligament in his left knee. But he underwent surgery and signed a one-year contract with the Milwaukee Bucks to keep his NBA dream alive. In this video, let's discuss his contract and records with the NBA, as well as Bucks coach Mike Budenholzer's reaction to it. First off, Ingles set an NBA record in return from an ACL injury for the Bucks. In December 2022, the 35-year-old player returned to the NBA in the Bucks' 128-119 win over the New Orleans Pelicans. He has now become the oldest Australian player to be part of the NBA. Substituted late in the first quarter, he soon showed a high when he threw a pass at Milwaukee captain Giannis Antetokounmpo, who finished the match off with a layup. Reminiscent of his partnership with Rudy Gobert during his Utah Jazz days, the track was a welcome sight for Australian NBA fans. In his first NBA game since January 30th in 2022, he also faced Australian rookie Dyson Daniels from New Orleans. Joe didn't score and ended with just a rebound and an assist from the 15th minute, but still, he was just happy to be on the pitch. While speaking about it in an interview, he said it was honestly very nice to be out there and get some reps. He was quite content to finally see what he was hoping for when he ended up signing. Now he has joined one of the NBA's title contenders, the Bucks, who are seeking another championship following their drought-breaking victory back in 2020. Milwaukee currently has the best record in the NBA, and if everything goes well, Ingles could become the 7th Australian to win an NBA championship, alongside Luke Longley, Andrew Gaze, Patty Mills, Aaron Baines, Matthew Dellavedova, and Andrew Bogut. Next up, details of how he bravely stepped up during the game. With 3 points and 3 assists to his name, Joe checked into the game in the third quarter with 6:11 to go. For the rest of the quarter, he gave the Bucks a huge boost as he tallied 8 points on 3 of 6 shooting, including a pair of nice-looking triples. His facilitating was on point as well, as he tallied 3 assists. While he went on to knock down just one more shot in the fourth quarter, he kept passing it around to his teammates and notched 4 more assists to add to his total. In total, he finished with 14 points on 5 of 9 shooting, including 4 of 7 from downtown, while also tallying an impressive 10 assists and 5 boards. Not to mention, he also offered a glimpse of what he can bring to the Milwaukee Bucks. Ingles may have helped the Bucks end 2022 on the right note with a big win, but he also showed a glimpse of what he could bring in 2023. While he'll likely not tally 14 points and 10 assists for the Milwaukee Bucks nightly, he showed through his win that he could score, facilitate, and create with the basketball during his time on the floor. Given that those have been 3 issues for the Bucks in recent memory, he could possibly help this team out in a big way offensively moving forward. Shooting-wise, he signed with the Bucks as one of the best long-range shooters in the league. Given Milwaukee's tendency to go ice cold from the perimeter at times, it was expected that he'd help keep them warm, and he did so in their latest win. Joe may not shoot 57.1% from three-point shooters consistently, but could undoubtedly cement himself as one of the better long-range shooters on this Milwaukee roster. Everyone on the team will continue encouraging him to let it fly with the utmost confidence, and he will most certainly oblige them. Coming up, his future in the Milwaukee Bucks. Mostly everyone knew that shooting was Joe's biggest boon when he came to Milwaukee, but a lot of people may not have been as aware of his passing ability, having averaged 3.8 assists in 8 seasons before signing with the Bucks. He was a rather reliable facilitator who always looked to get his teammates involved. Despite several sloppy turnovers, he has brought over that quality passing ability to Milwaukee. His ability to handle the basketball and orchestrate the offense at times could be huge for the Bucks, as it'll take pressure off of other ball handlers like Giannis Antetokounmpo and Drew Holiday. Speaking of the absence of Chris Middleton, the Bucks are missing one of their top-notch creators with him on the sidelines. That has plagued the team mightily this year, especially in games when Holiday Holiday or Antetokounmpo haven't played either. Moving forward, he could provide help in that department, as he can go and get his own shot from time to time. The Bucks might not rely too heavily on his creation, but it'll be a nice option for them to have, as he showed in the solid win over the Minnesota Timberwolves. In short, he looked great in Milwaukee's last contest, and hopefully that's the game that helps the veteran forward get going, as he could undoubtedly be a huge piece on the depth chart. The front office knew how impactful of a player a healthy Ingles could potentially be, and it'll be interesting to watch him continue to try and find his groove with the Bucks. Moving on, let's go over the Bucks coach's reaction to Joe's NBA record and other teams' records. First off, Mike Budenholzer praises Ingles' NBA record. As mentioned earlier, Ingles had been out since suffering a torn ACL on January 30th while playing for the Utah Jazz. Shortly after being traded to the Portland Trailblazers, he signed with the Bucks as a free agent in the offseason, coming back ahead of schedule to make his debut. The Aussie logged 15 minutes in his season debut, going scoreless on 0 of 4 shooting, recording a total of 1 rebound, 1 steal, and 2 assists. The Bucks head coach, Mike Budenholzer, praised Joe's impressive achievement. He said that the player's best moment of the game came early in the second quarter. This was finding Giannis Antetokounmpo for the alley-oop out of the pick and roll, reminiscent of Ingles' partnership in Utah with big man Rudy Gobert. He also said that the addition of Ingles gave the Bucks another experienced voice in the locker room and a proven playoff performer. His playmaking and shooting are sure to come in handy once the postseason arrives. Even apart from his sportsmanship qualities, it was great to have Joe on the court for the team. According to Mike, his presence was enough to keep the rest of the players going. Budenholzer also gave all the credit to Joe because he worked very hard to get to his point. The amount of time and effort he put in all summer, all during September, the preseason, and the regular season really paid off. Mike concluded his praise by saying that Ingles did a phenomenal job on the team and that he couldn't be more impressed by him. Not to mention records set by other teams. Now that we know about Ingles' NBA record, it's time to dive into how other teams have been performing compared to his. It's clear that the 35-year-old was back on the court on Christmas Day, although he was unable to prevent his side from slipping to a third straight defeat. Boston and the Bucks have the top 2 records in the NBA, but both have been struggling recently, with the Celtics having lost 5 of 7 before this game. Jason Tatum led the way for Boston, scoring 41 points, while Jaylen Brown ended up adding 29 points. In Dallas, LeBron James racked up 38 points, but was still unable to prevent the LA Lakers from falling to a 124-115 defeat, thanks to a rampant third quarter from the Mavericks. Dallas took the lead for the very first time in the game during their 51-point third period. It was the highest scoring Christmas quarter in NBA history and a league best during this season. What's more, it came on the day when a statue celebrating retired star Dirk Nowitzki's achievements was unveiled. Also, Luka Doncic was the top scorer for the Mavericks with a total of 32 points. In Denver, reigning NBA MVP Nikola Jokic had 41 points, 15 rebounds, and 15 assists as he led the Nuggets to a 128-125 overtime win over the Phoenix Suns in a battle of Western Conference heavyweights. And Aaron Gordon threw down a pivotal dunk in overtime for the Nuggets that stood up after a review. Last but not least, more performance evaluations of other teams compared to Ingles' record. We also know that Phoenix star Devin Booker lasted just 4 minutes before departing with a groin injury, having missed the past 3 games with a groin problem. Meanwhile, the Suns were also without the injured Cameron Payne and Cam Johnson. DeAndre Ayton was known for adding 22 points and 16 rebounds, as Phoenix had 6 players in double figures. In San Francisco, we know that Jordan Poole bombed in a team-high 32 points before getting ejected, and the short-handed Golden State Warriors outgunned the foul-plagued Memphis Grizzlies 123-109 in an extremely anticipated rematch of the Western Conference semifinals. Playing without the injured Stephen Curry and Andrew Wiggins, the slumping Warriors also also managed to outscore the Grizzlies 54-27 from three-point range, en route to their 13th home win in 15 attempts this season. The Warriors happened to win for just the third time in their last 10 games. Also, Ja Morant led all scorers with 36 points for Memphis, who played most of the night without Jaren Jackson Jr. and Dillon Brooks, both of whom fought foul trouble. Next up, the Philadelphia 76ers put in an impressive final quarter at Madison Square Garden to overcome the Knicks with a score of 119-112. Joel Embiid was known for ending with 35 points, and James Harden had 29 and 13 assists as the 76ers extended their winning streak to 8 games. Having never led through 3, they outscored the Knicks 24-9 to open the fourth, turning a 1-point deficit into a 116-102 lead. The Knicks have since lost 3 straight following an 8-game winning streak. And that's a wrap for this video. What did you think of Joe's NBA record in return from the ACL injury? And where do you hope to see him next? Let us know in the comments down below. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.